Basically, what I've got right here in 2 tanks with some wash water, where you have to clip the films to it, get your fingers in there, you put them in, you don't want them sticking together going into the developer, take them out, put them in the fixer, put them in the wash, and they're wet. They're wet when the doctor reads them.
Some more chance for human error with the manual?
Oh, not really, because you can hit them hard and dip them fast. Because we were talking about immersion time. Immersion time is very important with the images, and I could see them. I would be in the dark room, and I would put them in the developer, and if I used more technique than I needed, kind of like technique creep, I didn't have to leave them in the developer very long. Hit them hard, dip them fast. I pull them up, look, yep, good, fix, wash. Get the doctor back there to look at them. Okay, where's my? Okay,
So
so
the doctor looks at them wet?
it's called a wet read. So here's my plunger for the fixer. Can anybody tell how I knew which was the plunger from the fixer and which is the plunger from the developer?
The erosion or something on there.
Okay, so this is for the fixer. The fixer is acidic. It's very corrosive. It's very, you just don't want to get it on you. And I'm probably going to. So if you saw these two plungers together, could you tell me which one is the fixer, which one is the developer? And also, if you have a chance to look at that fixer tank back there, it's got corrosion on it because the fixer is acidic and it's way more corrosive than the developer. The developer will stain. I want everybody to come up here and take a whiff.
Oh, I smell it.
Well, we smell vinegar.
It just started smelling.
Getting around there.
All right, everybody come up here and I'll give you a cup of, we'll start with developer. And I want you to look at the color in here. What color did we say the developer was gonna be?
Looks like peach.
Yep. When it's fresh, when it becomes oxidized, it's gonna be brown, orange, reddish orange, ugly. I probably need some paper towels here because I'm gonna have to fill these up by hand. And then y'all. Get it? Thanks. Everybody got their developer? I just want. Well, we're not gonna start until everybody's got theirs, so.
B-Rod, you just stole my cup.
No, somebody got my cup, because I had one
That
sitting.
developer, that one labeled D.
Oh, they're all the same cups, it's okay.
There's more where that came from.
It's okay.
Does everybody have developer?
Yeah.
All right, so, if I want to, can I use this same cup to dig out my fixer?
No.
Developer can go into the fixer, but the fixer can't go into the.
Oh.
This will not contaminate the fixer and start causing processing problems like it would if I started with that and went this way. But to be on the safe side, I'm gonna rinse it out. I'm not sweating.
I know.
Okay, so everybody come up here with your little fixer cup and I'll top you off with fixer.
Just fix her?
There's, it's a big thing.
Sorry. And everybody might need one extra little cup because we're gonna be contaminating stuff and mixing stuff up that's not labeled cleaning.
Okay, you're gonna pass it down.
We have a few more.
Yeah, let's get one. Okay, that's a good one. One more.
Everybody have figs or everybody?
Pass them down. One of them, one's yours.
Oh,
Mm.
I smelled it. Now I got,
Yeah, I do.
I got a taste in my mouth.
Everybody have some litmus paper. What does litmus paper measure?
pH.
pH, either acid or base. So everybody take one of your strips and dip it. Why do y'all have two different colors?
Mm.
Because we were told to take one of each.
Okay, which, I think try the orange one
There you go.
first. And dip it in the developer. Dip the orange one in the developer. Take it out, lay it on your paper towel. What color is it?
Purple.
Very purple.
Okay, so this is the scale of pH from 2 to 12. pH of the fixer should be base, alkaline, should be around a 10, shouldn't it?
pH for fixers. pH for fixers.
It's that developer. You dip it in the developer. Everybody should have a purple strip, okay?
Purple is what?
10.
Base,
10?
it should be around 10, 10.5. This is pretty concentrated, so it looks like it's not really got base. All right, if you have the other end, or do you, I don't think that blue paper is gonna be on the scale we need. I think everybody needs a second orange paper to dip in the fixer. What range is that right there?
There's
12
not
to
very, yeah,
14.
this is too high.
Everybody needs another piece of orange litmus paper.
Where's that? Pass it down.
It's coming around.
And dip it in your
Fixer.
fixer. Does it
Okay.
come
Mhm.
blue?
No.
No,
What color is it?
like light yellow.
All right, fixer
Mhm.
is what, about a 5?
It's like a mustard yellow.
See the chart here?
That's right, because it's supposed to be acidic.
It's acidic.
It needs to be before that. It's acidic.
Didn't
Oh,
really
yeah,
change.
fixer's the nasty one.
Okay.
All right, so everybody can tell that indeed, one of these tanks is gonna have a base or alkaline pH. Fixer's gonna have the
Acidic.
acid.
What number pH did we say for the picture?
5 or,
I
yeah.
think it's around a 5, 5.5, whatever's in the lecture, 4.5 to 5.5.
And that's in your textbook.
Mm.
Okay.
It's like 4.3.
Okay, so we're under objective 2, to demonstrate the action of the developer, time, temperature, and concentration. The thing with the developer, the longer you leave it in the chemical, the darker it's gonna get. The warmer the solution is, it's gonna get darker quicker. You got cold developer, your image is gonna be under developed, and concentration. Like I say, I did not mix this up with 5, but that's why if you dump these 2 jugs in the replenishment tanks and the water doesn't come in, and you all of a sudden have some very concentrated chemicals in the processor and your images start coming out black, you know you've got a problem with the chemicals. And during automatic processing days, all the things that can go wrong in that processor was the biggest wild card to what we were doing, because you knew what your problem was if you didn't have your patient positioned correctly or use the right technique, but you can use the right technique and that processor over there would mess up your image. Too dark, too light, contaminated, milky, all kinds of problems.
Yeah, you get an extra cup, this is a whole
What's wrong with happened to it?
Yeah.
Just put it inside that other one.
You put it inside your spare.
Here, let's blot this mess up
Yeah,
too.
it's almost going to.
All right, well, we're getting around to that. Okay, so take one strip of your film, and I want you to put it in the developer, and then look at what happened.
Ready? Just let it sit in there or pull it back out. No,
Leave it in there just a minute. What happens to
it turned blue, then to black.
Turned really dark.
black? Why? Why?
'Cause of the
What
silver?
are we doing in the developer? What's the
silver?
reducing agent doing?
Bringing out the silver
Reducing the
to
black
black
metallic silver to an image.
You
That's
see the
what that is.
fingerprints.
That's your black. You got your PQ, you got which one? P working fast and Q working slow. Takes Q a while to get going, but once it does, it can really make your image black.
Can you say that again? The reducing agent reduces what?
The black metallic silver into your image. That molecular structure's already been changed on these pieces of film. But until you dip it in there, you're not gonna see the black metallic silver. If we were working in a light tight environment and this film had not been exposed to light or x-rays, when I dip it in there, I've not made the changes in the Gurney Mott. You wouldn't get black, okay?
So we can say reaction with the P developer caused the silver to react, is that right?
That's good. All right, now you got two strips of film and your developer and your fixer. Dip one in the fixer very quickly, and then put it in one in the developer very quickly, in, out, and then put it in the fixer.
So we're using the other one now?
Yeah, you're gonna need numerous pieces of film.
You go in and out of the picture.
Mm-hmm.
In and out of the developer, and then leave it in the fixer. Now, take your second strip and put it in the developer and leave it there just for a few minutes. You can use both ends if
That's a couple of passes down.
Leave it in the developer.
leave it in there for a minute. And while you're doing that, pass the film around and take some more. Okay, so what does that first piece of film look like? The one you did very quickly.
Has a bluish tint to it.
Okay, looks. Now take the one out that was developed longer and put it in the fixer, and what does it look like? You can leave it in there. So, what's the difference in the two? One just barely grazed by the developer. One was left in the developer. What's the difference in these two?
The density? Well,
The amount of black metallic silver that was reduced. Developer, you have to give your developer time to work. But if you give it too much time, it's gonna make your image black. The whole transport system, I think I got something in my eye already. It was a time system. You didn't want, your image to sit in that developer too long. The wheels are turning, the rollers are pushing it along, and then it moves over into the fixer. If it stayed in the developer too long or not long enough, it's gonna change the amount of density on your image.
so the density is the blackness, right?
Yeah,
Alright, so it's just-
black metallic silver. Okay, since I don't have a way to chill this stuff, we're gonna take some ice, just a little piece, and put it in your, wait a minute, I tell you what, you need another cup, Divide your
More than a third cup?
Divide your developer in half in 2 cups. Who's got theirs ready?
Yeah, divide that in.
All right, I'm gonna put an ice cube in one. This is your cold developer, this is your good developer, cold developer.
We got one. You might wanna.
Alright. Go around.
Is it going in the second
It's going in one of the
Here's
cups,
more cups.
just one. There's cold developer. Two strips of film, and you're gonna put them into these two cups at the same time, and see which one gets black the quickest. There should be a difference in the processing time based on the temperature of the developer. Everybody seeing that the cold developer's going slower?
Yeah.
The room
The developer had to be at a certain temperature, or you do not get a consistent developing process. So you don't wanna come in the morning, and here's the thing about these processors, if you're at a hospital, processors are running all 3 shifts. If you work in an office and you come in and the Friday before, you drained all the water out of the wash tank, which you do, you've taken the lid off the processor so it doesn't condensate. So in the morning, you gotta get there, you gotta get water filled back up into the wash tank, you gotta get it turned on, and you gotta be there early enough so that the developer and the fixer come up to the correct temperature. The first patient you get, and they're like, let's get a film, I'm like, no way, Jose, cause I don't want that log jam in there. Processor's not ready, can't do it, gotta wait on it, gotta wait for the whole system to come up to the right temperature, and your water and everything to be
So
in there.
when you're talking coming in early, what would you say? Not,
If I knew
An
I
hour
might see a
ahead?
patient at 8 o'clock, I would need to be there at least 30 minutes ahead of time.
30 minutes.
And that was usually Grace, she was always good to me. She was our early bird, she'd come in and get the processor rolling for me. The opposite side of that is Friday afternoon, I worked in urology clinic. Patient's been in kidney colic all week, you got the processor drain, shut down, top off. Doctor wants an IVP all of a sudden. It ain't happening. You can send them over to the emergency room and get it before I get my equipment back up, or we're gonna be here another hour or so. So, okay, so we looked at, time in the developer with the first one, a quick in and out. We looked at temperature of the developer for the second one. Cold developer is not gonna work as fast as warm developer. And, okay, now we're gonna look at concentration. It doesn't matter which one of these you wanna use. Probably use the cold developer and then add some water to it, because now we're getting the double whammy. We've got cold developer and we've got it diluted. So, yeah, the water's in the red Solo cup. So dilute the one you had the ice cube in, maybe pretty much all the way up to the top, maybe. What?
So now you want us to put one in there,
On the-
each cup at the same time, remove at the same time, and place and fixer at the same time.
You guys need water?
So everything's the same
Does it
time.
make it easier?
It is.
Cold developer.
We're only looking at three factors with the developer: time, temperature, and the concentration. All right, so now we've diluted out 1 cup of developer, 2 more pieces of film, 1 in at each one at the same time. You've got a diluted developer and you've got a regular developer. And note the time it takes for each one of those pieces of film to get dark. You gotta do them at the same time or you don't
was
have
like
a comparison.
instant.
So the one that had ice in it.
One has ice in it, now it's been diluted.
Okay.
It's got two issues.
It's 2, yeah, 2 deletes.
Is it doing anything at all?
Mm-hmm.
Start, yeah.
It just took it longer.
Yeah,
And
and
now,
it will, if at
More
all.
diluted.
If it's too cold, it's gonna take a longer time to get the darkness on the image, but if you've got it moving through there, and it's only in there an X amount of time, then your image is not gonna be properly processed. It makes sense?
Mhm.
So the 3 things And this is one of Melissa's slides. Time, temperature, and concentration, or all of the above.
E all
Mark
of the, E
factors.
all of the above. That's the answer, guys.
That's, there you go. Okay,
And this are the three
Concentration.
things that affect
Time, temp,
developing
concentration.
turnout, speed.
it's the action of the developer on the film. All those things will,
Any one of these things could be a key factor in the film processing.
right. Okay, number 5, I don't have any old developer. I threw it out last year, I thought I was done.
Don't throw this out, 'cause it ain't gonna be
We
done
really,
this
you
time.
really do need to keep some of this old developer for a year in one of these jugs. It would look, what color would it look like? If I had
Rust
some
brown.
nasty, rusty, brown, amber, dark. It's not gonna be the shade of fresh urine. It's gonna be the shade of old urine or, hematuria, urine with blood in it. So I can't show you that one, but just get a visual in your head. That's what that would be. All right, now we're gonna look at the action of the fixer, the clearing time, and what happens when you contaminate, the developer with it. All right, so you got a clean piece of, a strip of film? No. You have any clean left, or one end you could use? You could use the other end of some of these if you want. Or share. All right, so dip your film in your fixer and see what happens. Just dip it? Well, what does it say here? We're probably gonna do both.
Place the strip in the fixer and note the action.
For a
Nothing
short
happens.
period of time.
Nothing, right? Nothing happened.
There's dipping or we just look at
Put it in there and let it sit for a minute and see if it
And
can.
to demonstrate clearing,
Right, so
filling, and
it's
effect to fix a contamination with developer. So nothing happened to the strip right now, right?
It's wet.
It's wet.
Yes, I was like, it's
So this film is
Finish
light
it. Place a strip in
sensitive, correct?
fixer and note
Oh,
the
yeah,
reaction.
it's exposed.
So if you were to turn all the lights off in the class, pull one out of the packaging before you even touch the light, and then like, just put your hand over it and flash it with a flashlight a few times, you develop
You'd
the
see a
hand.
silhouette of the hand. You wouldn't have penetration of the
Right,
bones, but you'd
right.
see a silhouette. Actually, we
turn
could
blue.
do that even with the film that's
Or
over there.
clear.
Open. If I
Clear.
took one out, I think that's the thing we didn't do. And put the foot phantom on it and left it for the whole class.
Ooh,
Then
which
took the
one are we
foot phantom
doing?
off, you would
This
see the
first one.
silhouette.
So it
So
turned
what's it
clear?
looking like?
It turned
Clear.
clear, or
Clear.
getting
All
clear.
right.
Transparent.
Did it clear
Yeah.
it?
It's transparent.
Did it? What's the key word in the fixer? What is the key function of the fixer?
Acidic.
What?
It's acidic.
Function, not property, function.
It neutralizes it,
It's
or
the clearing agent.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the clearing agent. It takes the rest of the metallic off the image.
That's why when you have like an actual film in your camera, it's like you can see the bone, you can see through it. That's where you can see the light, right? On that box. Right?
I'm not following.
Like on a piece of film,
Uh-huh.
you put on the box so you can see through, it's because it's.
Yeah, it will clear it all off down to the blue base. The
Right.
part of the film
So
that you
it's
see that's the
translucent.
blue base has been cleared completely of all black metallic silver.
Right, okay, cool.
We took all the silver off the film.
Okay, so now you're supposed to repeat this. And do a different time frame than you did with the first one. I think most of you left that in pretty long. But if you
Yeah, go
just put that in for a little bit and pull it back out, did anybody get like a milky?
Yeah,
A
I did it
milky one?
first.
I did.
Okay.
when I did it first.
Remember, if you'll go back and look at the lecture, if your film starts coming out milky, that can mean that the fixer
Contamination.
hadn't had time to work on it and clear it all off.
So we dipped it and then take it back out?
okay.
Did any? But let's see. Yeah. See,
That one
now,
That's that
this is insufficient fixing right here. put it in, took it out, didn't have time to get all the rest of the gelatin off, because it has the phosphors that have the dirty mod in them. So again, everything has to be in the prime amount of time. If you don't fix your images long enough, your images are gonna be bad. Does anybody remember, you probably don't, some of the images in 111, I remember having one particular image of it, may have been an abdomen or lumbar spine, and it was all brown looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And somebody said, what's wrong with that image? And I said to you, it's because of incorrect processing. And if you don't get all the rest of if you don't clear your images long enough and then you store them, they're going to gradually turn brown and yellow and ugly over time during the archiving process. Okay, so this time we're going to dilute the fixer. This is the same thing we did with the developer. Get some water.
Do we need to split the fixture up first into another
Yeah,
cup?
because you're gonna need a little bit of good fixer. If you've already dumped it, I'll give you some more. Yeah, divide your fixer into 2 portions and then dilute 1 cup down pretty much.
Another one?
Diluted fix.
Here, stand up like a
Is there more bill?
Now we're diluting the fixer, same principle, temperature, concentration, and amount of time are all gonna affect.
Is that the clear one?
That's the cloudy one that we just did the fixer and left it in there.
And it cleared it off down to the blue base, didn't it? Or it's trying to.
Sorry.
It's not quite there, but it's trying.
I apologize.
So now you want us to just dip in and take it back out real quick? The
Uh,
diluted one?
I just want you to know that the diluted fixer's gonna take longer to clear than your other one. You can put it in there and just kinda, this says note the amount of time, I'm not asking anybody to put a stopwatch on it, but just note that when you got your fixer diluted out, it's gonna take it even longer to clear that image.
Yeah.
So what's the active ingredient in the developer?
The developer?
The P developer, the
PQ.
pheno. And
The
hydro.
action, that first column,
Oh, alkaline?
first column, what does the PQ do?
Activator?
Quickly. It's an agent.
I said it,
Agent.
it's an R word,
That's an,
reduces.
reducing
the
agent.
black- The reducing agent is the active ingredient in the developer. What is the active ingredient in the fixer?
The clear.
Clearing. 2 big points there.
Alright.
Because a lot of that other stuff is the same stuff. It's just different chemicals, but it's making the emulsion soften up, it's hardening the emulsion back down, water's the same. Got something in there to make it go fast, something to make it slow down.
Our diluted one worked faster.
It shouldn't have.
Yeah, my diluted one looks better than the other one too.
The diluted one should not have worked faster.
Correct.
Oh, it's not.
So it's reducing agent for the developer
Yeah.
and clearing agent.
Because it reduced this film to black, didn't it? Isn't that what we're doing?
Yeah.
In
Yes.
the developer. The clearing agent cleared it off till it's clear.
So that's what they would, the silver highlight would be in your fixer, because it's as an.
It's gonna take the rest of that silver off before you're gonna store it. Otherwise, that silver can still be affected by light, and the image could continue to get dark over time.
So which one would you replenish more often during your daily process? The fixer, or is it about the same?
I don't know that I ever noted that one was more so than the other.
Cause you have to get rid of your silver highlight out of that, the fixer, cause it builds up over time.
No, well, the replenishment tank's doing all that in the processing world. Every 2 weeks, I dump everything and start over. But, you know, you're constantly, you'd have to note how many times you ran in there and dumped these things into the
Sure.
replenisher, and everybody took a turn, you know. And of course, it's on volume, how many films go through, how busy you are. All right, what's the next one? Is this the one where we're going to
Gotta put that
contaminate?
on one and three other.
Well, no.
I'm out the fixer developer in the same
Number
section
Place
for these. They look the same.
Yeah,
Okay, so those 2 half cups, you've got one fixer, one developer. Mix those together.
they don't blow up.
Does it matter which way we pour it, or just put one in?
No,
the-
because we're only gonna show that it
This still
affects
makes
the
up for short time
developing
mode action.
action.
How short, you want it to dip or you want it to sit?
Just put it in there and watch it for a minute. Put the 2 together, or just pour one into the other cup. You don't have to have a fresh cup.
No, it's contaminated, yeah.
Now we've got contaminated developer. Are we gonna get any black metallic silver on that image?
Don't look like it.
Doesn't look like it.
No, because it doesn't take but a little bit of fixer in the developer to neutralize the developer.
Is it okay to go ahead and do that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like 0.1% or
Yeah,
something
it's
is what the book
Very small
said.
amount, that's why
That's
you
right.
have to be careful when you're cleaning the tanks, get your splashing done with the fixer first before you do the developer. Don't have the developer sitting there waiting to get splashed into, because you're just making double work for yourself. At this point, what's happening to the, any developing, any black metallic silver? Is it clearing?
Yes.
It
Yes.
didn't hurt the action of the fixer, did it? But it absolutely squelched the action of the developer.
Wow. Squelched it. If we can spell that, can we put that on this?
Consider that to be like a good enough.
But it's never gonna develop because the developer is dead in the water. It has quit working.
Number 5.
No, one is acid and the other is base. The acid into the base neutralizes it. The acid with a little bit of developer in it can continue to work. That's why you've got to have different chemicals
She didn't have any.
that will work in that environment, either an acidic environment or an alkaline environment. All right, is that it? Is that
That's it.
everything? Does this make sense?
Are you gonna have a station like this set up for testing purposes or?